welcome back, where, unlikely as it may seem, Invictus Gaming are one game away from clean sweeping KT Rolster, who have selected blue side now for the third game.
And that's a surprise, right? Because a lot of people are thinking, okay, maybe they made a bold choice in game number 1. They did not have side selection in game number 2, but we're staying blue side. KT not going to make any subs. Kingen is mostly there for experience on the roster rather than being a viable option. But KT need to find a way to actually get value out of this first pick, because so
fights are so frequent and so early on could prove extremely valuable.
well, have I got a surprise for you? Because Kai'Sa will be first picked over both Alistar and Xin Zhao that are both open in this game. I thought it was a trade. If you take the Alistar, well, Xin Zhao is going to be taken away. They take Kai'Sa over both, even though Kai'Sa's had good starts, but fallen away before the Rage Blade 2 items can be completed.
And now for IG, are we again going to see another Xayah Rakan? They have all the options open to them again. There we go. Okay, I thought I was going crazy a little bit, my friends. As we set up, the Alistar is finally locked in there for Invictus Gaming. I think that that does provide similar things while also being more tanky.
But why wouldn't you just go Alistar Xin Zhao? It's kind of the first thought I'm having. They're going to actually crib away the Xayah. They're not showing the same level of priority on the Xin Zhao as they did in the previous game, but they have a very strong duo lane regardless of where KT want to go. And if KT does go Kai'Sa Rakan, we've already seen as early as the first day of this tournament, that lane dismantled in the 2v2.
We'll see how they decide to approach it from here. It looks like that Rakan is being thought of, and they will lock it in. The lovers are broken up for the first time so far this series. We'll see how IG does against that pick as the Irelia is locked in for KT.
So Irelia, a very important flexible pick here. Could either go to Smeb in the top lane or mid lane for Yukao. And this is one of the things you set up for blue side, right? Why are they staying on blue side over and over and over again? Well, they very clearly have the highest priority on this Kai'Sa, what they picked 3 times in a row for depth, but now they have a possible change for either solo lane.
Speaking of solo lanes, rookie on the Lissandra. We saw an awesome performance from it in game number 1. We'll see if he can repeat that now in number 3.
Been on primary engage a lot of this particular tournament, and it also in this series in particular, jumps on the Lissandra. They don't want to allow themselves to be pincered among champions that can lane against Irelia in top and mid lane. So that's why they take the Lissandra. Obviously not an ideal matchup, but can usually stop the onslaught if you go for an Aftershock Lissandra. Usually in the mid lane, expecting that one to go there. But from there, they do seem to be heavily expecting KT to continue with their recent trend of putting Smeb on the Aurelia and just removing some of the options to allow the Rakan to have some backup engage through something like the Galio.
I do like Rookie on a champion like Rassandra because it's such a flexible champion, and he has shown very good and very quick decision making when you're faced with choices like, am I going to self-ult right on the front to try and zone for this team fight, or are we picking up a priority target, trying to execute someone and burst them very quickly, and making those trade-offs between self-survivability and going for the team, as well as him creating early plays for the rest of Invictus Gaming.
Talking about early plays, talking about Invictus Gaming, when I think of those two things, I think of Xin Zhao. This pick for Ning is big.
But we talked last game, what about Galio Kha'Zix to potentially take it down? The Galio was taken away. The Kha'Zix is one of the fallback picks for score, but so risky against a Xin Zhao. Will he be the playmaker, or will he try to go skirmishing? Last game tried skirmishing and failed miserably. This time it's going to be the Gragas, and it was the right read. It is top lane for this Aurelia, but we're seeing Yukao's highest win rate pick, the Azir, come through. If he can crib some notes from Scout, that'd be pretty big.
And Azir into Lissandra does feel very comfortable. He can use very long range, try and shove the wave very quickly, scales up to a super high DPS level. And again, the ultimate from Azir is a game changer, not only for his own matchup, but also for things like Xin Zhao.
Oh, baby!
Oh, Invictus Gaming, answer the challenge. You want to take a flashy diver fighter into the top lane? We will answer you.
When I heard that the Shy was now starting versus Smeb, this is the kind of matchup that I wanted. Two carry champions going head to head.
And IG will always skill check you whenever they can, whether that's choosing to fight 3v3, even if on paper their comp may be inferior, or if you see a carry top lane, one game of Sion, that's enough for the Shy. This is going to be super fiery on the top side.
Lightning quick engagements. Now both teams have them. Gragas and Rakan, the big changes for KT Rolster here. Those are actually very flimsy champions that rely heavily on their crowd control to make the play. If you don't make the play correctly within your Body Slam Flash Ultimate or within your Rakan engage, then you can go down just as quickly as you can start a fight.
And last game, we saw the game get so bloody, so fast. A level 2 fight over a Scuttle Crab, more big fights after that. IG is a team that all through group stage had really high numbers for fast game times, kills per minute, combined kills and deaths at 15. They like to scrap, and so far, they've been able to do it here in this series.
0.9 kills per minute. That includes both your kills and the enemy kills. Very bloody games. #1 overall in Worlds. Meanwhile, KT Rolster were down the bottom. Korean teams play those slower games. Even though they were the highest of the Korean teams, that was, I believe, 12th overall of any team here. So far, you'd want KT to slow it down, but we're already at game 3, way ahead of schedule.
KT has to fix what's gone wrong so far, or their world's journey ends early. For the Korean favorite, the first seed, the hometown heroes, it would be a tragedy to be knocked out here in the quarterfinals, but for Invictus Gaming, what a celebration it would be as the crowd comes to life for Game 3.
Starting to jump on my toes here because this is what I want to see. In a high-pressure game, backs against the wall, pick very high skill cap champions. There's huge potential for outplay. The Shy actually trading heavily with Smeb, and Score is on the chase.
The Shy got the better of him in that one, but as soon as he sees backup coming, he knows it's time to bail.
Little Ghost Poro been scared off.
Ah, poor little Poro. He'll come back later. It's Halloween season. There's plenty of Ghost Poros around.
The moment that Smeb showed that he took Q, it was very easy for the Shy to walk up and know there was no double stun potential from the body slam and also the Aurelia stun, so just a nice little trade there. Because of the Ghost Power, they won't lose complete control of their blue side, but you do notice some deep vision is put down to spot as much as possible.
Also going to be keeping eyes on this Alistar this game. You guys mentioned how Baolan has just been so much improved so far this series from what we saw in group stage, and especially on this pick, which has been the #1 pick ban support throughout Worlds 2018. I want to see specifically what he can do with those big engages and if he can find those clutch moments. Ooh, Rookie. Not finding a very good moment for himself here in the level 1 trade with Yukao. Falling victim to that range of those soldiers here early on, but He'll recover just fine.
For a long time, actually, the Sanjo was forced out of mid lane in a control mage meta when Orianna and Azir were running around because of trades like that, where there's no answer almost available for the side of the Sanjo. But she's gone Aftershock from level 2, can proc it. Probably not going to see a solo kill, but definitely going to be some tempo around the mid lane, some priority for KT.
Yeah, we've got heavy trading in all lanes. This is what you like to see. Multiple options for possible early advancement of these junglers. Ning is on the top side. We mentioned already the common red starts for almost all junglers. Meanwhile, Score actually started Raptors and is doing a full red quadrant clear for the KT side. He'll still end up on the bottom side, though. And we very well could end up with a split map between these two.
Good old vertical jungling. You take mine, I'll take yours. We all end up no worse for the wear, as Ning will finish off that top side crab. The ward will just see the crab get taken, but Ning himself did not walk into the field there. Score will take down the other one on the other side just a little bit more slowly than his counterpart.
And this is KT playing towards their vision. You'll remember that Ning put down a ward very early after the Aurelia was chunked out. The late invade coming through from Deft and Marta gets some counter vision. It looks like vertical jungling means that Score is able to find a blue on the bottom side of the map.
And let's talk about the repercussions of this for both of the side lanes. Bottom lane, heavy aggressive play from Deft and Mata, which Jackie Love and Baolan had to respect because Ning goes topside. He wants to protect the Shy in the heavy trading Fiora into Aurelia, who's getting a CS advantage and pushing him into the turret. So this is going to be a tale of two sides of the map trying to carry. Invictus Gaming want to get their split pusher, the Shy here, an advantage, and he's punishing Smeb. But on the bottom side as well, Jackie Love and Baolan have had to play the CS game there and just trying to deal with the pressure.
And Gragas has to come and put down some defensive vision to stop the turret dive, because when it comes to scrapping, we saw topside, the Shy even has the grass to win those short burst trades pretty frequently. Score is spotted on this ward.
Exactly. Every time that we have split jungling like this, where the map is cut in two, I mentioned that you have to experience, well, never mind.
Bottom side, we're experiencing a 2v2, but only just enough to make us say, wait a second. Everybody disengages. We're good.
Yeah, they're good. Score not so good because he didn't full counter jungle Invictus Gaming blue side, whereas Ning did take the Gromp there away, so he's got more camps to deal with and should be able to exit with a slightly higher experience. Score also on a ward.
Yet again on the ward pops the Predator. Seeing if maybe he can make something happen here, but just means he'll be able to scuttle himself into the enemy jungle, drop down some vision, and walk back to his own side. Not much game.
Been some really good warding from the side of IG compared to game one, where KT had full information on Ning's movements, but Camille just waited for level 6, then made her move. It's important to track the Gragas as much as possible, because often he will need to actually get the initiation advantage to win any skirmish trade against a Xin Zhao.
Or he'll just walk to mid lane and help push out.
Plus, on the top side here, we have the Shy forcing out a recall from Smeb, both of them teleporting back into lane. Both of them do not want to give up any minion worth of experience. So that does mean that the rest of the map knows that there will not be any of these crazy 5-on-5s that we saw in the first two games of this series. Because we have the big change for top lane champions, the entire dynamic for game number 3 here will be much different. And that is at least something that KT Roster wanted to see.
Smeb trying to go for the stun there, misses out on it. The Shy having that Tiamat completed compared to only the two long swords of Smeb means Shy has total tempo control in the top side, constantly keeping Smeb underneath the turret.
Exactly. We look at the CS here. We've had, with the split map, Invictus Gaming, huge lead on the top side. However, Jackie Love and Baolan on the bottom side that were getting pushed in have still been able to land those last hits. As the duo lane, they're more effective at playing respectfully and still getting the CS, still getting the gold. That, in addition to the jungling here, where Ning counter jungled more effectively, means that Invictus Gaming do have this early gold lead afforded to them just through the CS and jungle camps.
Does feel like KT are in a lose the minimum kind of situation though at present, where they really trust in the scaling of the Kai'Sa Azir. This is one of the few games where you can say outside of the 1v1 top lane, especially in the grouped fights, KT should have a pretty significant advantage when it comes to the 5v5, but defensive macro is not necessarily something we usually associate with. It's kind of an RNG side of the coin. So for now, at least, KT need to be so tricky, because if they make any mistakes, IG will be positioned to punish.
The thing is, a lot about the scaling of Azir and Kai'Sa is DPS, you know, damage over time and damage output that they can put. But so much of this game is around those crowd control and skill abilities. There's not big tanks that they're going to have to work through. So there isn't going to be a difference here in melting through front lines. It's going to be so much about the skill of these players, these world-class professional players in the small openings that they have to work with around, you know, vision setup and crowd control landing. That is going to be the key.
Everywhere across the map, there are skill outplay opportunities available. So many skills here on both teams have the potential for that burden of skill to really override anything compositionally. So definitely take your point, Kobe, but I'll put my faith in UCal and Deft in the 5v5. Getting to the 5v5, that faith is starting to dissipate.
Okay.
Bottom side, nobody level 6 yet, but we're going to start seeing those come in momentarily as Deft is the first one to acquire the ultimate. Score hanging out here too, seeing if maybe there's something to find. Predator ready to go, channeling it now, moving in, looking to make the play onto IG. Can they get it? Jackie flashing out, popping the heal as well. Balon thinking about maybe going back in if Ning is ready to go. They're not going to pursue anything further.
So key there that Deft and KT Rolster jump on the small window here before Jackie Love hit level 6, and thus they get the flash, they get the big cooldown.
Ning gets a little bit of damage down onto Mata, but not enough to really force anything further, and it looks like both sides decide, all right, that's enough, we're backing away.
And this is the sort of timing that could be taken over to the side of IG if teleports are up. The other important cooldown was the fact that Rookie could not join this as another potential initiator, and thus very slim timing, but not going to be any lead found by the side of KT.
I like the fact that they tried to make it happen, though. I like the fact that they said, hey, we want to punish this, try to get it before Xayah hits level 6. We've got the Predator, we've got the jungler here, let's do something, because this is a team that we said in previous games, this series seems to favor the aggressor. It favors who's wanting to go in, and KT still want to find that ability to drive this game.
Well, on the bottom side, it could turn it bad for Invictus Gaming as Jackie Love had the minion wave pushing away from him. But on the top side, this has been their point of power, and they're setting up a dive here on Smeb.
Ning and the Shy versus Smeb underneath the turret. Nice repose to find the stun. Smeb has to try to outplay this even further, but it's not going to be done, and there's the skill you guys were talking about.
It goes from bad to worse for Smeb here. The Shy already earned his own lead in a huge aggressive matchup there on the top side. Even picked up the Cole. They pick off the dive, and it is going to be tower damage for a Drake as well as bottom push.
Smeb had the option to fully disengage when he saw Lissandra walking up and clearing the control ward. He chose to stay, maybe hoping that he could buy enough time to find objectives elsewhere, but they still appear to be trading down, and the Shy, he just wants to brute force down this turret.
He'll take it, he'll grab that objective along with the bonus gold that comes with it. The Ocean Drake will go over to KT as a consolation prize. But when you look at this matchup in these top laners, the champions that they're playing, this split push game, this is a scary spot to see that enemy Fiora in.
In addition, KT Rolster did not stick around to finish off the bottom turret. So in exchange, you know, it is Rift Herald for Drake, but the huge difference here is the gold right now. 10.5 minutes into the game, very big extra goldie here for Invictus Gaming. In addition to getting first blood bonus, it is first tower bonus, and all solo gold went to the Shy. Here's again the dive. Much easier for them to pull that one off. Didn't have to even go through.
It's really tricky to say what the right move is. It's very easy to say, oh, just back off, you're probably being dived. But there was also 2.5 minion waves cresting upon this turret. He is already behind in a skill matchup that Fiora can take over if she just builds up enough of an item lead. So chooses to say, if I stay long enough and they mess up on the execution, maybe I get a trade and the CS, but in the end, the execution from IG is super clean.
And again, it does come back to me as well to the junglers splitting the map. Ning taking over top side with the Xin Zhao allows the Shy to play aggressively on the Fiora, go for trades over and over with the grabs, trying to hit those vital spots and pushing Smeb back, denying CS.
And it even goes back further somehow, Kobe, that the level 1 trade that invited IG to walk up and get the vision possible to split the map, the wards that Ning could put down after seeing that Smeb had to fully back away, really lent itself. They made the right controlled move, and the end result is this game state we see at 12 minutes.
This game state at 12 minutes is the second time now in Worlds this year that KT has been significantly far behind early on in the game. Last time around, I brought that up and said this is the first time we'll see this in this situation. How do they play off of it? Now I pose you guys the question, last game didn't work. How do they play off of it better this time around with the difference in composition, knowing exactly how IG can get this game going?
If you're KT, you reflect on 2 games where you tried to play on the front foot and punish IG, and that failed, and you say this game, all right, with where things are at, you let Smeb farm around his inner turret. You take the scaling opportunities, because otherwise you cannot be surprised if IG outnumber you and punish you.
I'm looking at the veteran score, the founding member, and the world champion Mata. Now he's actually under attack, does get out though, and Balon takes some damage on the way out. I mentioned his name, get a little excited for him, but again, these 2 champions, Gragas and Rakan, have the ability with their flashes to completely change the scope of the 4v4. Yes, KT have been destroyed, but now...
Nice initiation from KT. Score's gonna make sure they've got themselves the first one, but Nate's coming in to turn the fight back around. He'll disengage immediately, recognizing 2v3 is not it, but KT find their play.
Those are sort of moments you're looking for and alluding to, Kobe, and importantly, Yukal and Rookie were in combat as it happened. On the top side, level lead here for the Shy. He's walking up, but no solo kills possible just yet.
All right, mid lane looks like there might be some visitors as well. IG not hesitating to move up and try and make a Rift Herald play after securing the victory on bottom side. Yukal now facing the charge. I don't think they'll be able to keep this one standing.
No, sir. Boop. See you later. Easy take there for IG. That's 2 turrets to 1 now. Their count still up about 2,000 gold despite dropping a body in the bottom lane.
When you have the advantage in the solo lane split pushers here, like Invictus Gaming, the level 11 Shy, putting together all of these DPS items versus Smeb, forced to fill all this defensive wear for himself, it affords you so many more options. And now with the turrets starting to fall in their favor, they can move in and start to close the gap here with KT.
And what I've loved most about IG this series is they have been a lot more dotting their I's and crossing their T's when it comes to vision. When they were making that mid lane play, they had their own triangle of control wards. They weren't just opting into, let's get this turret, and if they fight, whatever, let's fight them. In this particular case, they've been kind of taking the steps necessary to find controlled percentage plays rather than just taking any fiery play that came to them, and that is already a level up on them just kind of playing to the LPL meta where scrapping for the sake of scrapping is very often the way.
Well, IG is also coming from a group that, remember, they only lost to 1 team in their group. They lost to Fnatic. But when you look at their group overall, it seemed like it was the group with the biggest difference between the top and the bottom. 100 Thieves and G-Rex described as the punching bags for the other 2 teams in that group. So a question is posed then, when IG didn't look to be able to stand against Fnatic too well during that second round robin, well, how strong actually is this team? How well can they adapt to whoever they draw in the best of 5 in the knockout stage? And when they get a team like KT, a lot of people said, well, I don't know about that one because that second round robin was not convincing, but I just have to applaud this team, the changes they've made, the approach they're taking to this game, because I am impressed at how well they've played as a unit.
Specifically, Baolon and Ning, much better performances, so much more control from those guys, critical to their team's success. But right now, we've got a setup from KT Rolster. They've been able to clear out any enemy vision already, and now looking to establish their own around the arriving Infernal Drake. 10 seconds before this one gets started.
The only small thing we can say for KT is that Smeb's Irelia is more impactful on a teleport, at least instantly, than a Fiora is likely to be. So given that, they're trying to find the vision for a potential flank, but they still have to cede 3v3 and 4v4 control to IG.
The Shy is recalling. Does he have Trinity Force? He does. Finish Trinity Force now on the Fiora. Insane burst damage will come through with the Qs going for vital spots. Ning right now, though, is getting circled in.
Ning might be caught. You get the jungler, you get the Drake, you get all kinds of things. IG trying to get their jungler out of trouble now. Teleport gonna be coming in. The Shy on the front line. Can they make this fight happen? Smeb's gonna be soaking one auto attack from the Infernal Drake. Both teams ready to play for this one, jockeying for position. Infernal at 75%. Ning at half HP. KT gonna allow the Drake to reset, but immediately redraw that aggro, pull it right back out towards them. IG still hanging around. Baulon thinking about the flank, coming around from behind. Infernal Drake almost down, 1/4 HP. Baulon makes his way over the wall, using the blast cone into the pit. Irelia has one dagger down. That means the stun could come out. Baulon pops the ultimate. That is very big. Means very little team fight potential for that Alistar once it wears away. Infernal taken down. It's going to be secured by the Xayah. There comes your Rakan ulti. They're going to engage. Smeb gets the kill on the Ning. It's going to be Jackie taken down next. Smeb's got a double. Looking to find even more. Baulon's taken down. Jackie left grabs the kill on Amada. Shy's trying to get away, but he is going to be run down by KT, who take the fight.
And IG are gonna have Shy escape out the backside. Are you kidding me? That was a feather over the back of the Dragon Pit, I believe, that caught the last bit of HP with both junglers there. After that, though, the fight could have gone much worse to Invictus Gaming. They had no Xin Zhao ultimate. He's on 50% HP and has no flash. That takes so much out of their team fight. In addition, the Alistar ultimate forced out there by a good stun from Smeb, yet still Invictus Gaming are able to right the ship. Now let's take another look for it. Papa Smithy, start off the beginning.
Smite comes in at 890 actually from the side of Ning, who's contesting. He goes down, but Smeb gets a massive disarm after the Rakan engage. They are able to win the fight, and you feel like you can hear the hindsight analysis already of, well, they're grouping with their Fiora. Of course it went badly, but picking up the Infernal makes this 3 for 2 still feel like an advantage IG, because this Infernal's being worn so aptly by 4 of their members.
I really thought, considering the cooldowns that had been burned by IG there, that it was going to go much worse. But they were able to secure the escape as well for the Shy.
What stands out to me the most in these graphs, big 0 for Ning. When the Xin Zhao, the champion that's known for diving in and attacking everybody and just fighting all the way to the death, does 0, that's bad news.
Well, exactly. That's why I thought it was going to be so bad. He has no ult, half HP, and no flash. We saw him just get deleted by Smeb, who did not hesitate, immediately uses his ultimate, bursts them down, yet still, even though KT got an extra kill there, Invictus Gaming not feeling too bad about how that one went down. Now Rookie actually starts on Yukao.
And just to get the cleanse, but that looks like it'll be about it. Yukao going in, making the fight happen though. He's got backup coming in the form of Score, who secures the kill. And KT are striking back.
KT feel much better about this victory. Topside now is theirs for the taking. Yukao absolutely destroys this 2v2, opening up for Score to come in with his own flash and finish the kill.
Trying to channel some of that SK Telecom T1 magic with his SK Telecom T1 Azir skin in this particular game. They may be Telecom enemies, but at this moment, they need these sort of plays. Baulon might be caught.
Baulon goes in onto Def, but quickly finds out he's in the wrong place. There's the beef. Def gets himself a nice burger.
We've got a reversal here. KT Roaster taking control back for themselves. Kill on the top side, kill in the mid lane. They did not finish off the turret, actually. They rotated away from it instead of getting that objective, though. So Invictus Gaming do still hold on to the gold lead, but for how long?
It does allow Yukao to pick up more minion waves. Theoretically going to be solo gold, or the Rookie will be coming to try to contest this. He's in vision, so Yukao takes the extra autos. It's not a gold lead yet for KT, but the gold gap has basically been negated off these heads-up plays on the engages by KT.
Heads up plays, engages, and mid lane, just Baulon seemed like he was in the wrong place. Wasn't fully aware of everything going on around him, which was one of my biggest critiques about IG during the group phase, and also from watching some of their games from regular play in the LPL. The team seems to get a little too hyphy in the mid game sometimes, and it can put them in these bad spots. And KT's the kind of team that'll take advantage of that, getting themselves back into this game. Less than 1,000 gold separating the two teams now, with KT having that 3-kill lead.
Still see a looming win condition, though, because in all of this madness, we see the Shy 1-0 and 2, and building up a bigger and bigger gold lead. Look at this, 2,100 gold lead. That means that IG in the 4v4 is over 1,000 gold behind, but specifically around the Shy, we're seeing Smeb kind of like when he got solo killed in that earlier game this time against Mad Team, just having to be the ultra defensive carry laner in the side lane.
All right, attempt number 2 possible here from Rookie. Waiting around on the side, but as soon as the turret goes up, they decide to call off the possible collapse here. They're just going to try and hold minions. Every member from KT Rolster now around that Baron pit, really concentrating their control wards here to open up some fog of war to allow them to look for these big plays. We've already said the flash is so important for Mata and Score both, because there are a lot of targets for them to try and pick off.
KT hanging around the Baron pit, 22 minutes into this game. You can see plenty of vision from both teams around this area, as the Shy is plenty content to just stay on the split push game for now. Ming gets himself away before Mata's able to find a chance to engage there, as Score will move into the pit, continue clearing out some of that vision, and Smeb will do his best to hold on in this split, but it is not a situation he wants to find himself in anytime soon. If IG has their way, though, the Shy's going to be set up here for a good while. Nice riposte yet again. He's consistently finding it.
It's really hard to play out this matchup with this much of an item disparity. Ravenous Hydra Trinity Force and upgraded boots already complete. Deft is looking to try to join with the Killer Instinct to maybe turn this around. But every time they take the wrong trade, with so much execution advantage available for a Fiora, you're always worried about a 1v2 double kill that might just close the game for IG.
Yeah, I almost want to keep the camera on them to see the mind games here. When you put down the first blade for Aurelia, you don't have to immediately put down the second for the stun, and the Shy is saving his riposte till he sees that animation for the second going down. He's gotten it every time that we have seen them, but they might try and pull some fake outs. Right now, he's definitely strong enough to easily solo this Drake, so it should be a Cloud Drake over to Invictus Gaming, while the rest of the team tries not to be the victim of a pick.
Lifesteal means you can farm up those neutral monsters with no real cost or penalty. Shy grabs that one for his team, means more movement speed moving around the map here. Next Drake will be another Cloud. You can see all of KT except for poor old Smeb, who has to deal with that 1v1 monster in the Fiora, hanging out near the top side, still jockeying for position around the Baron.
And the game state advantage that IG get from the Shy and the split push is not based on vision. It's purely just this champion cannot be dueled on the bot side. KT is saying, all right, let's play away from the Shy and play top side, get wards down, and threaten Baron. IG don't need to do the same. Just the pure strength of the Shy on the bot side gives them free Drake advantage, gives them free push, and they know that if KT send too many members bot side, they can threaten a Baron of their own.
KT will continue scaling up, continue buying time. Smeb, fortunately, has no issue clearing away these minions, but as the clock ticks on, Baron's going to become that much more doable for both of these teams. Deft does have the Rage Blade and the Storm Razor complete on this Kai'Sa, and can do a lot of damage in one of these team fights if he gets the chance to put down that DPS, the damage over time you guys were earlier telling us about.
Exactly, and it does, you know, KT Rolster, even though it does seem like a very tough situation to be in with this constant advantage from the Shy split pushing, there are multiple options for a team in this position. Now, they have Score and Mata on Gragas and Rakan. They can go for picks on the enemy team of the 4-man squad, or they can have someone trail the split pusher here and try to make the play on the Shy as quickly as possible.
Oh no, Smeb! He managed to finally get himself a stun, but then he misses the ulti, and now the Shy's looking to make the outplay, but Deft makes his way down to the bottom lane to make sure he lives.
Shy couldn't walk away after he had won the Rookie
Frozen Tomb!
Rookie able to clean this one up. That's big. They get the 1-for-1 and all of the madness. IG don't use the time to do anything around Baron, though, and KT push through mid.
but now you can breathe, man, if you're KT. They have taken their foot off your throat. The Shy is dead for 25 seconds, and the KT push machine is all engines forward down the mid lane. It's tier 2 under siege. Mata stoning away Baolan off to the left. Nobody else from IG seems to be able to get up and stop Yukal and Def. The turret needs one more hit. They won't quite find it just yet. Void Seeker fired off. KT setting up shop underneath this Azir turret on the tier 1.
Teleport.
But the Shy is up. The teleport is available. Do they decide to go for it? Tier 2 turret. See ya.
Azir turret put up in defense here for Yukal behind them as well, even if there was a teleport behind. And the big difference for Invictus Gaming is that Rookie's ultimate was not available because he had to use it to clean up the bottom play. Now they're going in onto Baolan.
Maybe they can find him. The cast gonna knock him back. Mata does not have the follow-up. The grand entrance will not find its target, and Baolan gets away. Ulti expended.
Huge push for KT Rolster after that, though, and they have evened up the gold. Now another round of the Shy versus Smeb. This one just fighting over the Krugs.
Definitely not going to be. It is a bit of elation. It's not going to be an honorable 1v1 between Smeb and the Shy. It was no coincidence that he walked up as Deft had recalled and was home guarding down for that exchange. But the fact that Rookie cleaned up the kill on the one side made it a 1-for-1. But Rookie's also the only reliable wave clear in the mid lane, and that allowed KT to make their further movement. So it's the first time in this series where it's really felt like the chess match that it seemed KT was set up to win because they are smarter and making those macro moves. A death match for 2 games, but a chess match, if it continues that way, may favor KT to at least stay alive in the best of 5.
Well, the Shy was able to dodge Smeb's ultimate and win the advantage in that 1v1. He then overcommits there on the dive. And as we said, possibly trailing a split pusher, very big for KT Rolster. Now IG are trying their hands at it with their teleport Lissandra coming through to trail the Shy.
Aha, we set a trap for your trap, says IG, but we'll see if KT take that bait.
The problem is, it's not gonna be Smeb ever being the aggressor in the 1v1. So that trail here of Rookie is only trying to ward off another possible. They might just dive him though.
You could make that happen. The claw could come in. Smeb's not able to find himself the stun. He's gonna be bursted down nearly immediately, and the Shy grabs the kill. IG now marching further towards the enemy base.
Anything you can do, we can do better as a side by IG. They have the same turret threat. KT don't start the Baron on first sight because of the strong engage from Baolan, and that does just mean it's a 1-for-0. And IG keep going.
Yeah, nobody went bottom here!
Nobody's stopping them. KT are frozen. They can't make a call. They're gonna lose their bottom lane inhibitor. The Shy and Rookie are both still present. They both still have TP. The Baron won't be taken, and KT loses it for free.
That is such a big moment for IG because of those teleport advantages. KT milled around the mid lane, unsure what to do. In this boxing match, that was a knockout punch coming through from IG, and no response by the side of KT.
The split push reigns supreme here. Rookie trails down, they have the extra teleport, so he could even go join the rest of the team to defend the Baron if their 2v1 went poorly. Because it went successfully though, we're in a state where Invictus Gaming have the inhibitor advantage on bottom side, the best one far away from Baron, to now pull KT Rolster across the entire map, in addition to having the advantage in the Shy over Smeb.
And the fact that they have both Kobe means that KT's previous plan of playing top side in reverse of IG owning the bot side is now void. They find much more risk trying to walk up to contest this Baron vision, and they will not realistically be trying to race it down. So if IG play this perfectly, it feels like they hold all the cards against KT.
Baron being started up by KT Rolster, though. They are gonna force this one.
KT know that they cannot just sit idly by and allow IG to control the map. Baron down to 4K. KT still looking to make something happen. The Shy grabs the Drake. He has TP to get into this fight. Baron at 2,500 HP. Ning waiting to go in. It's going to be secured now by Yukal. Fight's breaking out. Stun comes down. It's going to be Mata killed first. IG looking to find their fight right here. The damage comes through. Smeb makes his way into the fight as Rookie's taken down. There goes the even more burst coming out on the depth. KT have lost almost everyone, but they're still trying to fight back. It's UCal cleaned up. Score's the only survivor. The shot is teleported into the base. This could be the end. For the first time since 2014, a non-Korean team could eliminate Korea in this knockout stage. But the Shy would have to do it here.
The Shy versus Score for the game. We have 7 seconds left on Mata. Rakan will come up first, and he's coming up quickly. I don't think he can do it. The Shy has to get out of there. Or
he doesn't. He goes after Score. One more hit could do it, but he won't be able to find it. Mata keeps his ally alive, and now the Shy has to get out. He tries to retreat, has some lifesteal, backs away.
Take a breath, listen to the cheers. So close are IG to closing this game. So close was KT to outskilling the team fight, but the Shy closes it, almost closes the door on Korea versus China in this particular game, and we get more of it, and that's all we asked for.
The doorstep of a historic moment. Let's take another look in this Acer Predator replay of the Baron, though. Invictus Gaming pull the trigger as soon as the Baron goes down, and this fight is so close. UCal with the Azir ultimate does get an area of safety for Deft to use, but Deft flashes over the wall, doesn't get to participate until he immediately gets annihilated, blast coning over, and then it is just the Shy taking care of business in the middle of the river.
And that would have been so close. Imagine if Score died. Game's over.
Everyone has an agenda in these fights. Everyone knew their role, but IG were just too good against KT there. Score may not have ended the game. We look at what it leaves the game. The Baron is still up for a minute and a half. The gold lead is slender, but IG know that a couple of picks, they can just end the game. They don't even need to kill 5 members.
Yeah, that last team fight gonna require some slow motion replays to pick out each piece, but in the aftermath, Invictus Gaming complete control of the map. Rookie sent top side here to try and push in as quickly as possible. The Shy still tending to bottom lane, and they're getting the entire map pushing in their favor, knocking on that door of KT Rolster.
The reason to not just send Fiora topside is they want to have their strongest member near the Drake, which is spawning in a couple of minutes. It'll be the Elder Dragon as the next spawn. So just get the vision control around here, utilize the teleport advantage that Rookie now has over Smeb, and just keep this map decimation on the side of IG.
My fingers are tingling. It seems we may be moments away from a historic moment here. The #1 seed from LCK on the brink of receiving a 3-0 elimination from Worlds. The Shy now trying to chase off of UCal. Score also far away from the base, and the rest of the team comes over.
UCal could be in some trouble here. Collapse coming in from IG. Ning wants to go forward. UCal's gonna be in some trouble. Grand challenge issued. Balon looking to find even more, seeing if he can get in there and find the CC. Goes into the ulti mode. KT make the defense. Looking to maybe go back in. UCal still at mostly fine HP. Takes some damage from the Blade Caller. Gragas cast finds its way onto multiple people. Balon gonna be taken very low. No ult still available. Can't go back in just yet. And IG disengages.
Whoa, that is incredibly close, but you can tell KT Rolster still have the fight left in them. They can ward off any of these mistakes. If IG do overstep again, there is enough damage here, and there is enough skill set to be able to turn this around still. This is not one of those overwhelming gold leads. This is mostly about the open map and the map advantage here that they have with the open inhibitor and the possible split push.
The plausibility is there for the 5v5, especially for KT, but the split push is something that hasn't truly been fully explored after that inhibitor went down. The inhibitor's already respawned, so they don't have that same map pressure advantage to IG. The Shy walks up, and UCal, he's always going to be tending back because, again, anything that resembles a 1v1, Fiora, the Grand Challenger, will always want to walk up.
UCal is so strong right now in his own right. And look at his inventory. 2 magic sticks. I don't know where you guys come from, but in League of Legends, 2 magic sticks quickly becomes a hat. And when you have that, that means your AP is going through the roof, and he can absolutely wipe out the entire IG lineup if given the couple of seconds he needs to do it.
The power level here with the scaling that Papa Smithy alluded to early in the game coming to fruition. Look at the damage output in the entire game, though. It has been trading over and over from the Shy, but this turret is not trading back.
Smeb fires off the ulti, trying to see if maybe they have the chance to go in here. Score thinking about looking for a cask, but doesn't want to overcommit to this. Rookie was waiting over the walls.
Just a moment, and immediately the turret falls to 1/3 HP. Jackie Love just burning right through that one, and Invictus Gaming continue to attack KT Rolster's base.
If this is game one or game two, I think they go for that one, but with no wins on the column here for KT, they have to have that same pause. They have to take the percentage opportunities here with minimal risk. UCal's trying to wave clear to try to delay this turret going down. Inhibitor, I should say, on the bottom side. With ult down from Smeb, he still walks up for KT, considering a big engage. Mata's on the side.
KT trying to defend this one. Mata coming around. Here we go. There's your initiation. Quickness able to find one. Looking to find two. Ballon on the front. Going to be tanking things up. Rookie's already finding himself the first kill of the fight. It's possibly going to be two more. IG's cleaning everybody up. The Shy's still down in the base. Jackie Love's going to be taken down. Def gets a big kill on that one. But Rookie is still alive. That's still damage potential there. That's Smeb going to be taken down. It's IG. 4 still alive. 3 stand on the side of KT to try to fight them off, but the inhibitor turret is under pressure. Inhibitor number 2 likely dropping next. KT continuing to hold the line. Can they do it? The Shy's gonna eat so much damage. He tries to riposte, but it will not matter. Guardian Angel gonna be procced, and it will not save his life.
Critical blunder from the most critical player on Invictus Gaming right now, the Shy, with that lunge forward, maybe expecting Rookie to teleport in earlier at their position, but we're in a state where the Elder Dragon is available and the Baron is 5 seconds away.
It's probably going to end up being a trade, but it's a 3-stack Elder for IG, which is of immense value. So KT walk up. It's only 2 of them at the moment. Rakan doesn't really have a lot of assist. Can IG get both, or at least ward away KT from the Baron? Your first thought is no.
But remember, Kai'Sa does a bajillion damage to Baron. So Def should be able to shred this down rather rapidly. IG still working on that Elder Drake. Looks like they should finish it off very soon. Smite comes down, secured by Ning. Right as Baron secured by KT.
As IG wanted to be greedy and have the buff on the Shy, but his 20-second death timer means it's not actually realistic to delay the take for long enough. So now their split pusher doesn't have something that is definitely just, hey, I win the lane, get out of it. Still, IG get a really big buff. This game is extending. Felt like 10 minutes ago we were ready to write and punch that narrative. It's still on the cards, but moments like this show how close the 5v5, or in this case 4v4, is between KT and IG.
That is the squishy Rakan drawback that we were talking about. Mata goes in, gets 3 of the members with the charm, however, immediately blown up, and Invictus Gaming, even with Def surviving the AD carry crit matchup there, throwing auto attacks at each other, they still get pushed off of the 4v4 side of the map, and thus lose another inhibitor turret.
All right, Shy. He's been the name of the game so far for IG, and honestly for KT as well, having to play around him. We'll see what he can do here in this bottom lane as KT push up mid. 4 members strong. Baron up. This could be their last-ditch effort. Mata goes in, finding the initiation onto Ballon. He goes right back in. It's going to be Score jumped on. Taking the front line, tanking everything up. Score getting himself back. Body slam to escape. Shy has joined the fight. It's Smeb still back in the base for KT as the remaining 4 disengage.
And the call there is we got the teleport, get out. Smeb keeps his teleport, and that means the match state will be more even for the upcoming moments. They dumped everything to Ballon, he gets out, but it's still a short lane, and they still have the Baron.
Surgical precision there from KT Rolster. Meanwhile, the Shy looking for a flank. He did pass over a ward, though.
The Shy is on the flank, but remember, Ballon has no ultimate for the upcoming fight. Neither does Jackie, neither does Score, neither does Mata. Quite a few resources down on both sides.
Now, in that fight, it didn't matter, but Jackie Love with the Xayah ultimate backwards may be a sign of the pressure in this game really coming to a point.
And that is after 2.5 games of pressure being worn all over the faces by KT. I still think IG are feeling supremely confident, but they're being made to work for it, certainly, in game number 3. It's so close they can taste it, but until that nexus explodes, something could happen.
Elder buff wearing off in 5 seconds. Baron still live for 1 minute. That means KT has a chance to really use these next 60 seconds, take down that tier 3 turret, and make some kind of a big move here. Score's got the ulti ready again. UCal takes a little bit of damage from the Blade Caller. Everything's still fine here for KT Rolster. They've got the Shy in the bottom lane, but Shy has no TP. This is going to be your game-ending push one way or the other. It's KT going for the base. It's going to be a base race. Nexus turret number 1, taking down to half HP. KT looking to end it right here, right now. Ning taken down to half. It's Shy versus Smeb at the base at the same time. Bottom's going to be taken very low. UCal barely going to be kept alive. Score taken down to 1 corner. Smeb's nearly going to be killed now as well. Def taken so low. The Blade Caller's not able to find him. Def goes in a killing spree. It's the Shy still in the base. It's KT looking to try to stand and fight if they can. The Shy has made his way onto the inhibitor turrets, onto the Nexus turrets. They're going to be taken down. KT still marching. It's a base race. The Shy's onto the blue Nexus. KT's onto the red. Who's going to win? The Shy will not. And KT takes it to game 4.
Holy crap!
They won the top side 4v4 with Baron buff on. KT Rolster still are in Worlds!
This was the fight just to stay in it. Insane stuff between the two. The crowd are standing and cheering in Busan. There's still signs of life in this best of 5.
2 auto attacks separated KT Rolster from a game 4 and a ticket home. What a series.
Rookie, the only player left against his own team, cannot stop score, and the squad from finishing and forcing to a game 4.
And how do the coaching staff approach the players on either side and calm them down? Because we need a full reset. Everyone's played solo queue, had that 50-minute fiesta, and then wondered, do I queue up again? The answer should usually be no. We know how that goes. Both these teams have to queue up again, go through all that dotting of the I's and crossing of the T's in the early game, and this series somehow will breathe another moment.
This series just went from a 3 to a 10 really quick. I don't want repeats of the first 2 games. I want 2 repeats of the one we just had.
I don't know if my heart can handle 2 more repeats of the one we just had, but maybe it'll have to. KT Rolster did find their first win, and for just how they managed it, I'm handing it off to the State Farm Analyst Desk. Good luck.
Thank you, Captain Flowers, and thank you, KT Rolster, for giving us a 4th game in this series. It quite possibly the closest professional game of League of Legends ever, let alone at a world championship.
If they're half a second off on that play, Worlds is over for KT Rolster.
It's an incredible call to bring Smeb in from the base defense, TP in, because we need that much more damage to get through this turret and get through the Nexus before Shy can do the same on the other side, even faking out the observers to a degree.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looked like, okay, he's just going to finish now. There was still a turret there to kill on the top side, but Smeb did, in my opinion, everything correct. Because not only did he TP in to finish the game, he also pulled the minion wave away from the turret, so the Shy couldn't just start hitting the turret and ignore the Irelia, bought enough time, got his GA popped, and the moment he got out of it, that's when the Shy was like, I gotta go finish now, and he actually had time to TP in, so...
You guys want to watch it again?
Yeah,
please.
All right, let's watch it again. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, let's get the clean shot of this because remember, it's Baron, so they do have Baron empowered minions, and this fight itself was also so close. If any of these KT members die any earlier, or if IG's able to get a little bit more damage down onto Mata or UCal in those exact moments, it's over. So Smeb kills as many minions as he can, delays the minion wave as much as possible, burns his GA.
Exactly, and again, get them away from the turret, because otherwise Fiora can't just finish it. And here then, it looks over for KT, but that's when the TP call comes in, and with him getting a kill on Baolan, the Shy does not have enough time alone against 3 people.
And again, it's kind of these critical decisions. You know, when it comes to the clutch moment, when the spotlight is on, it was the chain of events and the chain of correct decision-making from KT versus Invictus Gaming. Why were they pulled off the tower so far when if it was going to be a base race, you just hold the structures and you just wait for the Shy? So just like so many just flash second moments and IG just made the wrong calls.
And it's just, I mean, it is. This is entirely pressure. This is entirely players, you know, working off of instinct in pressure,
Shooting
right?
from the hip.
And it was even called out by some of the casters throughout that game. You could see small elements of the pressure getting to IG, a backwards ultimate out of Jackie Love in that top lane fight around the inhib, flashing forward instead of out, where maybe he would have been able to push to a victory off of that. So a few misplays out of IG, composure, if we can even call it that, for KT in the final moments.
I mean, I understand why IG wasn't able to close out that game. They're on the brink of history, right? They could have 3-0'd KT Rolster, along with RNG, the two favorites of the tournament. It would have meant there's no possibility of a Korea versus Korea final because there's only 2 Korean teams in the bracket stage. And KT has basically been given a second chance at life, right? Now, the reverse sweep is on the table. Now, it's 2 more wins. Now, you wonder if IG is tilted after riding so much confidence into Game 3. This could truly be the turning point of the series.
I really hope that IG are not tilted after this. I understand, obviously, the ending was super rough for them, but that game actually looked, if you go back like 30 minutes, it looked super bad because they were falling behind. Azir was really far ahead. The team fights were going in favor of KT. They just had to start Baron, but the Shy kept pulling them back in by constantly winning the split push game. Rookie walked down to his lane as well. They made a sick play 2v1 against Smep. They got them inhib. And they made a lot of really good plays to actually constantly get back in this game. And that should be enough for them to say, guys, we got this. Don't worry.
Those stats in a loss. He did 13,500 damage to turrets.
That's a lot of turrets.
That's most of the turrets on the map right there taken by one player.
But the important thing is also how they out-macroed KT for a portion of the game. Because everyone's saying, we know that Invictus Gaming could go blow for blow, punch for punch with KT. They have the individual talent to do that. But KT are the smarter team. They're the more finesse team. They're the more experienced team. And Invictus Gaming with the Shy, who we talk about all of the rookies, he's also incredibly new to playing on a professional roster. Used to be a pro streamer, came over. This is his first big professional team. To have that type of performance where you're playing cross-map in such an intense situation.
I mean, an intense final moment there. We already worked through that a bit. Let's look at some of the other explosive fights that, happened in this match. First, we're going to the Baron Pit.
There are half a dozen things that would have made IG the victor in this series. This play right here, KT does get the Baron. That's super critical. But remember, this fight ends with score being at about 1 hit. I don't know. There's just too much happening in this fight.
Listen, I think the big thing to highlight here is actually Jackie Love again. He decides to use his ulti offensively to try and kill the backline of KT. But by the time he comes down from the ulti, that's when the re-engage happens. He gets CC, he takes a bunch of damage. If he just saves that ulti, again, he stays alive for longer. And in the end, when it's only the Gragas alive, that probably wouldn't have happened. Like, your AD carry is really young. What is he, 18 at this point?
Yeah.
18 years old.
Older than you, Cal.
That's true. That's true. But he's never played on this stage before, and he's too trigger happy. He's too much in the, I need to go forward and kill people. Let the Shy do the work. He's already winning the game for you.
But speaking of UCal, we just saw a game where UCal plays Swain, and it's in that very early game. He misses 2 of his pulls and then suddenly has an Azir performance like this.
Exactly. UCal picking up MasterCard player of the game after getting outdone by Rookie in the mid lane for the first 2 games of this series. He gets to stab back at this Azir.
And so often we talk about the mechanical element of League of Legends. You know, your ability to press the buttons to make the crazy big plays. This series has that, but it also has that next level. Such a mental game. The endurance, the exhaustion, the pressure. You so very rarely get to see that in League, and this series has it all.
I just love that we got to watch team fight on one side from KT against split push from the Shy specifically, who used his red side to counter pick top lane with Fiora, a winning matchup basically from the start of the game till the end of the game. And we got this split push versus team fight, and you get to see the constant back and forth.
You ready for this? You ready for
Red
this?
IG picks red side.
IG picks red side. Guess what?
They won 2.99 games in a
They're
row on
bringing
red side.
Duke in.
The Shy
They're bringing Duke in.
Okay, they're not going to
Shy
split push.
is out.
They're just not going to split push again. So I actually am happy about this. I'm
Okay.
happy that they're not running.
You're happy? I'm not happy.
I'm happy.
I'm happy about this because they want to play a different style game than they just played. Because I'm worried about the tilt.
But I mean, no,
I'm worried about the tilt.
wait. Do we
Duke's
agree?
not tilted.
Do we agree that they could have won this game like 3 to 4 plays?
100%.
Then
Why?
don't
You could still win then. Just play the same game.
I do agree with chat. It does mean that they've recognized that, hey, we're winning when we're team fighting. But my problem is I don't think it was Invictus Gaming who were you know, forcing the team fight. I felt like it was KT biting into the team fights, and that's why IG were winning versus them being able to
Please do
engage
not
it.
rely on Jackie in team fights. He's doing really dumb things, and he will cost you the game.
We've got ourselves a series, ladies and gentlemen, as KT Rolster comes back from the dead to push us to a game 4. We'll literally see how that plays out in just 3.5 minutes.
There comes your Rakan ulti. They're going to engage. Smed's got the kill in the knee. It's going to be Jackie taken down next. Smed's got a double. Looking to find even more. Balon's taken down. Jackie grabs the kill in Amada. IG looking to find their fight right here. The damage comes through. Smed makes his way into the fight as Rookie's taken down. There goes even more burst coming down on the depth. KT have lost almost everyone, but they're still trying to fight back. It's Yukao cleaned up. Score's the only survivor. The base race. The Shy's onto the blue Nexus. KT's onto the red. Who's gonna win? The Shy will not. And KT takes it to game 4. Holy crap!